Hello guys. I wanted to show you my findings when it comes to the knockback and how it works with Easy FPS editor that I thought might be important to consider. So at the moment, my claw attack deals about 60 damage, and there's like a slight knockback, while my tail has a bigger knockback, despite the fact that there's a move applied to the FSM at the moment. But I want you to keep in mind this. If, for example, you go into the FSM of the creature that you're using, the enemy even, and you decide, what if I don't want the enemy to have to be affected by knockback? Well, the trick to this is actually to just reduce the hurt duration as much as possible. And my hurt duration works a bit differently because depending on the weapon that I'm using, it's going to set a variable and then it's going to jump. But if you had a generic hurt and you wanted a specific enemy to not get affected by a knockback, what you would do is just make the knockback duration minimum amount of time. For example, I'm setting this to 001, for example, which is almost no time. And if we go ahead and save, and it's give me a second, and if you go ahead and save, and now go into the actual game, you will notice that he's no longer affected by knockback, because I think it might be related to the duration of the hurt state. Only the move works because it's a move thing. So you can make targets that are not just resistant to knockback, but also resistant to the hurt. But since you can see like a frame change, you can still see that the enemies are getting hurt. In terms of values, I would say that it's appropriate to have, if you want like a little bit of knockback, at least 50 damage, maybe 40. And then the more you want something to have a knockback and a punch, like for example, imagine, I don't know, a shotgun or like an elephant gun, whatever you want to call it, a heavy hit. It needs to deal at least 100 for the enemy to get launched, because a considerable range. I'm actually just gonna change my weapon damage really quickly to showcase that, and I set the values on that skeleton to what they used to be. So I'm gonna go over here to my tail for a second. Let me go over here. I'm doing this non-scripted. My tail should be over here by the claw, and I'm gonna set it to 400. So when I use the tail attack, it does 400 damage. And now let me show you how it acts in the actual game. Let's see. I think I'm recording. Yes, I am. Right across the room. See that knockback? How massive that was? And of course I killed it because I put this enemy at 800 HP, but let me show you that knockback again. This is with 400 damage. It gets flung, I don't know, maybe like 50 feet, or I don't know, like 7-8 meters. Actually, probably more than that. But you get my drift. The more damage you have on a weapon, and you need to make sure that the hurt, it needs to be like 2 frames at least, 2 frames long, and last at least 0.102 seconds for the enemy to get knocked back. If it's much lower than that duration, it's very likely the enemy is not going to get affected by knockback, because it's dependent on the hurt state for the enemy to get knocked back. That was like a little tidbit that I found interesting, and I hope it helps someone.